The Purple Pedalway is the longest of the pedalways in Norwich. It forms a circle around the outside of the city. We start this journey where the purple route leaves the pink pedalway at the Norwich and Norfolk University Hospital. We start off heading southeast on a shared use cycle track. Nice surface, going through some, at present, still quite nice countryside. Although sadly to the right, suburbia is coming and new houses are being added. But this is quite a good shared use pavement in that there isn't really very much in the way of pedestrian traffic on it. And there aren't too many hills, so it is a slight undulation, but you get that in Norfolk. And now we're going to meet up with Roy. I'm following Roy. Okay. This is Colney Lane, which not so long ago was just a country lane. Now it's becoming a major access to the hospital as well as the new suburbia that's being built. The problem with the Purple Pedalway, far more than all the other pedalways, is it does get very hard to follow in places, and it's a very variable quality. This section is really nice. It's really nice because it's going through nice countryside, but more to the point, it's got a reasonable kind of cycle track. As you'll see, some of the route is, well, dire. You'll see why. On the right you see some of the new suburbia under construction. It's worth mentioning that this ride was recorded on a Sunday in July 2021. And not only was it a Sunday, which is a quiet day anyway, but July 2021 was shortly after the second lockdown of the COVID pandemic of that year. And traffic levels were very low. And what you'll see on this ride is some roads which are almost eerily deserted. It's not typical, in other words. And it has to be said that later you'll see some sections of this route which frankly just wouldn't be rideable under normal conditions. You'll see why when we get there. But for now, this bit is lovely. To the left of us we have the UEA campus, and it's rather nice woodland with really pleasant walks down to the Broad. So this is a really nice destination that this route serves. The new road goes off to the right here through what will eventually become a large housing estate to reach the A11, and along the side of this road is a half decent cycle track which will eventually connect all the way through to Wyndham. Unfortunately there is still a missing link, but hopefully that'll get built soon. But anyway, we're not going that way, we're carrying straight on. There's a traffic barrier here which we can go through, and then we're into a low traffic area in the leafy suburbs of Crinklefoot. The ride through Crinklefoot village is very pleasant. Some lovely houses around here, and in fact it used to be that there were very large houses, big Victorian mansions almost, on the right hand side. Sadly most if not all of them have disappeared now, and the encroaching suburbia takes the land. But it's still quite nice down here, very leafy, very well to do. It's a very nice area. So when I say this is a low traffic area, that's true, it is. There's not much in the way of traffic at all, and what there is quite slow. But there is traffic, so just keep your wits about you a bit and listen out for cars. And eventually we get to the bridge over the A11, and at this point we can expect to meet quite a lot of traffic as it comes off the A11 to join the road down to Eton. At this point the blue pedalway joins, and we follow the blue pedalway as far as Eton Crossroads. There is a short section of cycleway on the right hand side here which was built as part of the blue pedalway. It's probably of some use to cycles coming off the Newmarket Road and heading out towards Wyndham, but for us it's no use at all. In any case, it only goes over the bridge and then it stops, so we'll ignore it. And then we come to the old A11 and the route down the hill towards Eton. Now this is a 20 mile an hour zone, it doesn't look like it. There's minimal signage and the road looks fast, and so cars tend to drive faster. Now, as I said earlier, we did this run on a very quiet day, and normally this section of road can be very, very busy indeed. It's not usually a pleasant place to cycle. And of course when we get to the bridge, we get to the traffic lights. And then we arrive at the beginning of Eton Village. And as we come over the bridge, we then have a supermarket on the right hand side, which is the cause of a lot of traffic movements turning into and out of the car park. So again, you have to be very careful. This really is a low traffic day. This is almost ghostily deserted. It's not like this normally down here, honestly. This is a very busy traffic area. And then we have the unbelievable junction in Eton, where cyclists, even if you're going straight on, have to take the centre lane. And we're actually going to turn right. and at this point we say goodbye to the blue pedalway. We're actually going to turn right and head down Church Lane, which takes us to Marston Lane. Church Lane is very typical 70s suburbia. Again, they were quite nice, nothing wrong down here. It's a fairly quiet road, quite pleasant cycle, and there's not much traffic. That was nice downhill after the traffic lights, but now it's uphill slightly. On the right there are some tracks down to Keswick Marshes and some really pleasant walks around the marshes. So again, quite a good destination for this route. And it can't be emphasised really that this is the sort of place that kids will probably want to cycle to. Which makes the section through Crinklefoot and Eton villages and that terrible junction in Eton a serious missing link that needs improving urgently. Church Lane becomes Marston Lane at this point, and then very shortly afterwards we turn right. And this section of Marston Lane has been closed to cars and traffic for a number of years now, and it's just open to cyclists and walkers. A lovely stretch, but you do have to watch out for dog walkers and kids from families and things like that, and the occasional cat that comes running out from the houses next to us, but just be careful. And this is another really enjoyable section of the Purple Pedalway. This is just really lovely. You've got the river on the right hand side and a golf course and marshes and just the sound of birdsong and stuff. It's lovely. This is my favourite kind of cycle track, I have to say. . Marston Lane, in days gone by, used to be signposted as the bypass for Norwich. In the days before the outer ring road was built, so we're probably talking about 1920s or so, traffic congestion in Norwich was already really bad. So anybody coming up from the south wanting to miss the city, there really wasn't a bypass. And the recommended route for missing Norwich was to come along Marston Lane. And then towards the end you do get this steep uphill bit. It's the trouble with riding river valleys, you have to come out of them. But we come up to the A140 Ipswich Road and we cross it with a pedestrian crossing. Now we have to go up this short section of cycle track with a stupid barrier across it. Now I can see why they've put a barrier here, because it's a steep run down and you don't want cyclists to go careering into the road, I suppose, but you don't need this kind of barrier. I'm sure we could do something better. You certainly wouldn't get a cargo bike through that. And we get up to the top of the hill and we follow the Purple Pedalway into Tuxwood Estate. We come into Fountains Road, and despite Rory's left-hand signal here, we go straight on. But this is the end of part 1 of the Purple Pedalway.